That's spiderbot, learning to walk using reinforcement learning in Isaac Sim, and this is an AI-powered robotic arm reacting to its environment. But to build those, you have to start here. If you always wanted to build your own robots, but you have no idea where to begin, you are in the right place. I'm Nikodem, and for the past 10 years I have been building robots and CNC machines here on my YouTube channel. In this video I'm giving you a realistic 6-robot roadmap. We'll start with simple beginner-friendly hardware, scale up to running machine learning on an Arduino, and end with advanced AI and computer simulation. Let's get started. The first robot we are going to build is a line follower. The most crucial part of this robot is the line sensor. This device reflects infrared light, allowing it to detect the difference between a white surface and a black surface. Because black doesn't reflect light that well, the sensor won't detect it. By combining a row of 3 of these sensors, the robot can easily detect the line, as well as what is on the left and right, and with this information we can decide whether we should go forward, turn slightly left, or turn slightly right to stay on the line. These sensors get connected to an Arduino, a microcontroller. It's a little bit like a brain of the robot, and we also have this red board, which is a motor driver. It controls the motors and it is controlled by an Arduino. The program for this robot is just 65 lines. At first my robot was driving slightly too fast, causing it to overshoot and miss the line entirely. By simply decreasing the speed of the motors, modifying the PWM values in the code, it drives perfectly. It's a beautiful start to a robotics journey, and you can build it for incredibly cheap, using parts from Amazon or AliExpress. And now let's build something completely different using the same chassis, Arduino and motor driver. This is an obstacle avoiding robot powered by an ultrasonic distance sensor. This sensor sends out ultrasonic sound waves that bounce back from the object, and with the Arduino we can precisely measure how much time it takes for the wave to return, allowing us to calculate the distance between the robot and the obstacle. It's really simple to do, and it's all possible thanks to physics. Isn't that cool? But we can make this even better by mounting this sensor onto a micro servo motor. This allows the robot to measure the distance not just in front of it, but also looking to the left and to the right to find a clear path. You don't even need a 3D printer for this. I just used some Lego bricks, standoffs and hot glue to mount the servo to the sensor, and it worked.
Remember when I told you I'm doing that for 10 years already? And I'm still doing all the stupid mistakes, like mounting the ultrasonic sensor right in front of the USB port so that I cannot really plug the USB cable into the Arduino now. Playing with this robot brings back the memories of how I have been building my first robots ever, and you can see all of these videos on my YouTube channel, and this one is almost exactly the same as it was like 8 years ago when I have been just starting and learning about Arduino, and it was driving just like that around my old room, and yeah, it feels incredible to go back to the same project after so many years. I know that people watching my videos are smart, but thanks to the sponsor of this video, Brilliant, you can get even smarter. Brilliant helps you get better at math, coding and problem solving with step-by-step interactive lessons and personalized practice. Their motto is learn by doing. Their courses are created by teachers from MIT, Harvard and Stanford, and as I mentioned, are interactive. It means that you are not only watching the videos or reading, you are actually doing the exercises that are fun. I am happy to report that they even have a course on circuits, which is of course very crucial in robotics, because if you want to build your own robots, you need to understand the basics of electronics. They even have a course on digital circuits, which will help you understand how microcontrollers and computers work. And of course, topics like data, AI, scientific thinking and math are also there. In my opinion, lessons like this will help you a lot in your robotics journey. If you want to learn for free for 30 days on Brilliant, go to the link in the video description or scan this QR code. They also gave 20% off to all my viewers for their annual premium subscription, so if you want to get a daily access to everything on Brilliant, go check out the link in the description or scan this QR code. Thanks a lot for sponsoring. Next is a robot that follows a red ball. I built this project years ago and its simplicity still makes it one of my absolute favorites.
All the tracking is done via a small camera hidden in the eye of the robot, and this camera is directly connected to a small microcontroller called Mike's CPET that is also hidden in the head of the robot. I'm not using any fancy or heavy algorithms to detect this spherical object, that wouldn't work well. Instead, I'm simply counting the red pixels. By calculating the average X and Y position of those red pixels, the robot finds the ball reliably and very quickly. What makes this project so interesting are the servos that rotate the robot's head, similar to how it was done with the obstacle avoiding robot. Instead of rotating the entire body every time the ball moves, it just rotates the cameras like a small pet looking around, and only when the servo angles exceed a certain limit does the actual robot chassis rotate to catch up. I know that because of the computer vision this project might look like a complicated one, but thanks to Mike's CPET board with a built-in camera and all the libraries, I would still consider it very beginner friendly. In fact, I like this robot so much that there is a special place for it in my library. And I have to say, I am a huge fan of the chassis that I used in this project, but it is not produced anymore, so inspired by the original one, I designed it on my own and I made it with a 3D printer. I will give you a link to 3 files in the description so that you can make it on your own as well. This is a machine learning robot equipped with an Arduino and a LiDAR. Despite what you might read online, it is entirely possible, maybe just not that simple, to use a LiDAR sensor with an Arduino. It runs flawlessly using a simple classifier to drive autonomously around a cardboard racetrack. To make this work, I first drove the robot manually using my phone, collecting distance data from the LiDAR. Using Python, I cleaned that data and trained a classic machine learning classifier, a random forest. I then exported that classifier to run locally directly on the Arduino board. Instead of just processing the data on a computer screen, which I did a lot at the university, this project takes machine learning and applies it into a physical device, moving through the real world. It is the perfect intersection of electronics, programming, mechanics, and machine learning. And if you don't want your robot to be just another one driving on wheels or tracks, you can just simply build a robot arm like this one. This project is incredible for learning about modern AI. I built 2 of them. One is the leader arm that I control, and the other is the follower arm that perfectly mirrors my movements. That is called teleoperation. The true power here is unlocked when you add cameras and use vision language action models, or VLAs in short. These models take camera input and text input to perform physical action. After collecting just 50 examples of grabbing a brick and putting it into a container, you can train a model to adapt to a changing environment. You don't have to pre-program the exact coordinates of the container or the brick, you don't even have to use computer vision to detect these objects. The AI learns to identify the objects and adapts to its movements automatically. Our final robot is the spiderbot. It features 12 servo mechanisms, a fully 3D printed design, and a heavy focus on simulation. Before this robot even took a first physical step, it learned to walk in simulation using Isaac Sim and Isaac Lab. By using reinforcement learning in the simulation, the robot learns complex tasks on its own. The massive benefit here is that you can test walking algorithms or simulate crazy expensive sensors and devices without risking a single piece of physical expensive hardware. You don't even have to buy it, you can just simulate everything. You design it in Fusion, export it as a URDF file, and train it in a virtual environment. Once the policy works perfectly in the simulation, you deploy it to the real world. Simulation is incredibly powerful. It's a lot of fun, but it's hard to set up everything and program it, and you need a really powerful computer to run it. So I highly encourage you to build the physical robots, because experience with the real hardware is really important in robotics. So just don't limit yourself to simulation only. But at some point definitely try it, because it's what a scientist would call a state of the art right now. If you want to build any of these projects, I have put everything you will need in the description below. You will find the links to the parts, the Seed Studio kits for the robotic arm, the Robot project, and my open robotic platform chassis files, which are completely free to download, and you can print the robotic chassis on your own 3D printer. I'm also considering creating a complete paid course teaching you exactly how to build and train the machine learning LiDAR robot. So if you are interested, make sure to sign up for the waitlist down below. You can also find the design files for the spiderbot in my online store. If you enjoyed this video, you will definitely want to see the full in-depth video of how I trained the spiderbot, or check out this video where I built a robot powered by ChatGPT. Click on one of the videos on the screen now, and I will see you there.